What's up everyone, Gus Acosta here and I hope you're doing great today. I love making these product review videos and I only recommend products that I truly believe in, but the fun part is figuring out which ones belong to that category. So today I have with me the Canon G7X. I know you've probably seen hundreds and hundreds of videos about this camera, but today I just want to talk to you because I've been using this for a long time now and there are a bunch of things that I really do like about this camera and some things that I don't. So today I hope that this will help you make your decision because I know a ton of people that online that talk about this and they are thinking about getting one. So when you get your G7X, it comes with the camera, obviously. You're gonna get a battery with it and you're gonna get the charger, obviously. I do recommend getting a second battery. I do carry one always with me and maybe even three depending on what you're doing, where you're going, if you're gonna have access to a plug or not. And another thing that I use is this carrying case right here. And it's very cheap, but it gets the job done. It's got a space for my battery in there and to keep the camera pretty safe. There's a belt loop that you can put it through your belt. So the final thing I use with it is a Manfrotto Pixie. You just screw it on right there and you're good to go. And this is usually how I vlog, just like this. And another thing I have on mine that I made a little bit of a change on mine is I put this wind muff thing here. I just bought it at Michael's. I think I just bought like a scarf or something like that. And then double-sided tape with Velcro, and it works great. There are some videos on YouTube that shows you how to do this. Maybe I will make a video in the future when this one goes bad, and obviously it doesn't cut out all the wind noise, but it helps a little bit. It's definitely better than not having it. So what do I like about this camera? The number one thing that I like is that you can change the picture profile on this camera. You can do it with any other camera, but I just love Canon colors. I do fine detail, and then if you press this ring button here, and then you go down from the top, my sharpness strength, I have it set to 0. Sharpness fineness, I have it set to 1. Sharpness threshold, I have it set to 1. And then contrast, I do -1. And saturation, I have it set to 1. And my color tone, I also have it set to 1. The reason I use this picture profile is that I found out that in post, there's very little that I have to do, if anything. When I have it in manual mode and I have my picture profile set to that, I just have to just shoot and not have to worry about it in post and like color grading or anything like that. I may add a LUT to it just to change the looks of it, but not because I don't like the colors in it. That's the number one thing that I really like about, and I don't hear many people talking about this feature. So you can just go in there and change your picture profile settings. So now you know about this one if you didn't know already. The number two thing about the camera and why I got it is this. You gotta have that flip up screen. You gotta be able to see yourself, not only to be able to frame yourself, but the most important thing, making sure that you are in focus. That is very crucial when you're making videos. If you're not in focus, then it's pretty much useless. Your image is not gonna be that great. Another thing that I love about this camera is the time-lapse video feature. You can just set it to the seconds, to how many frames you wanna take, and it tells you how long it's gonna take to take your pictures. And the reason I like that is for me, for what I do, the time-lapse video is great. I know that if you're doing professionally, you wanna do photos and then bring it into Lightroom and be able to edit all the pictures and make them look great. Obviously, if you're doing it professionally, you're gonna need that. But for what I do, it works great. Just to grab a quick time lapse, you hit that button and you get it going, and it's great. So one of the features that I really love about the Canon G7, it is freezing today, by the way. I know I say that a lot, but today is like, it feels like -14. So one of the features that I really like about the Canon G7X is the built-in ND filter. And as you can see right now, it's really bright outside and I'm shooting it at 1.8. And as you can see, I can still blur the background a little bit and the picture is not blown out. It is really bright out today. So now I'm gonna turn off So now I'm gonna turn off the ND filter and you can see the difference a little bit. Right now I have the settings in auto, and you can also see that everything's in focus. You can't, when you have an auto, you have no control over it, over anything in the camera. So the aperture, the ISO, and the shutter speed, everything's going to be controlled by the camera. So you can't, as you can see, everything is in focus. If you're looking for that shallow depth of field, I suggest you don't use the auto mode. Go with manual and turn that ND filter on when you're in bright sunlight. Another great thing about this camera is the low light capability. Right now I'm in a room that is extremely dark, and this camera does a great job. As you can see, I mean, I do have lights there, but the light is leaking a little bit from the outside, but I have like all the blinds are closed, and this makes it look a lot brighter than it really is in this room. One thing I do not like about the G7X, and it's also, it's good and bad, because when it works, it's great, but when it doesn't, it's a pain. But with this one, so this is kind of like, I guess if I had to complain something about this camera, that's what it would be. The autofocus being a little bit slower than I would like it to be. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.